so I'm just going to ignore him. Is that okay? Everyone can hear me though, eh? Yeah, so I have come from New Zealand, and the only thing that I know that England knows about New Zealanders was from this waiter I had the other day, who, instead of calling me buxom, just referred to New Zealanders as, I told him I was from New Zealand, he went, "They're huge!" and then just walked off. I don't know what he wanted. Okay, I'm doing a show at the Edinburgh Fringe called Real Fake White Dirt, and this is a snippet from it. It's really hard to disentangle, but I'm going to give it a go. Yeah. When I was 5, I lied. I told my teacher, Mrs. Mackay, "I'm part Samoan." Yeah, I wanted to believe it. To steep back my past in more than Earl Grey. I'm a gumboot girly through and through, a Purdy Street honky, but the thing is, even at 5, I was wanting to say my salutation to the savage, because whiteness is the salvage to this nation. Its edges don't fray. And loss, that's a language we need not learn, because we can always turn to inappropriation. I believe we are a savage nation, living off a husk of history. And I am calling, karangamai, I am karangamai, hairaturanga mate oitinai, I am calling people like you and me, those hijacked by history, those pulling up weeds. Here's Miranda von Stoof. She works with underprivileged youth. And Timothy Lister, he's outside the system. And Jennifer Cato, she grows organic potatoes. Richard Marquisite, raising his children right. And Molly Sargent doesn't want to start an argument. Miranda is making a difference. Miranda is different from the rest. She has a grammar school education, a university degree. She talks about gaps in the system and now plugs them, patching up children one primary school tour at a time. It's a hands-on approach. It's a shared space. It is holding noses together. It is life at the coalface. It is smoothing the furrowed face of this nation, one white, wrinkly brow at a time. Thank God for Miranda. Now she's got the funding, we can relax. Or join her, making a difference to the browning of stats. Miranda is making a difference. Miranda's different from the rest. Now, Tim is a plumber. He's an artisan, too. He designs all the lines. He brings consciousness to form, man. And he says how we're fucked. How America's screwed up. How there's stuff in the water to make you pay your taxes. So he's moving to an island, away from the masses, to design copper guttering in the still and the quiet, making molds for people who care enough to live off a tank, stepping out of systems. Tim is moving water. Tim is moving over water. Now Jennifer has gardened all her life. She's heard of a course down the road where they sell indigeneity in your compost. A Māori organics course, of course, so traditional. She only grows Māori potatoes now, the little purple ones. And she's press her own tea tree, a font of local knowledge. She likes to tell people about it. Dirt under her suburban fingernails. Jennifer is knowing. Jennifer is growing new, old life. Jennifer has gardened all her life. Richard is in his 40s. Richard writes stories about marginalisation. He speaks of creation, of how minorities were made. And they are not miracles. They have political consequences. Richard is in his 40s. Richard is worried he has authored too much. Wanting to self-destruct, he meets a beautiful woman and begins a creation story all of his own. His children will know how minorities were made, and they'll all keep telling and telling and spelling their names in Māori. Richard is in his 40s. And Molly Sargent, who doesn't want to start an argument. Molly likes to bottle. Molly has plenty of bottle. Molly mows the lawns in the same socks and sandals every winter. In the summer, Molly bottles Queen Peaches off her tree. She won't give any to me. They're for a special occasion. Molly is ready for 30 years of special occasions when she passes. And the pickled peaches are poured out free. See, we got eyes to meet. We got a jaw between thumbs to hold. And we got to attend to our old like they are walking universities in the kick of my nana's neck is a dewy so complex that her spine is many. My spine, it is library. It is fold. It is counting decimals. It is clutching at old stories. And I am calling. I am calling. I am calling. I am calling. See, we are the daughters of semicolons and the sons of question marks. We are pruning shears, shaking in white hands, trying to nibble back the ugly stumps of history to try and seed in by cultural fertility. We were not invited to write or speak in a tone, rhetorical language. Talking to itself is not a matter of historical context. It is a silent industry. It is a deafening robbery. It is a great heist engineered from a great height, and we're not wearing sunglasses because the future's so bright, but because we don't want people to see us when we walk down the street, else they might recognise we are an index of case notes in tribunal. Waitangi, we are that persistent, thick middle weed that just continues to breed until it belongs. You'll never get rid of us now, mate. Not while we're counting an iwi by its circumference and measuring immigrants by their consonants. Ever demanding without thought of supply, offering cultural acceptance with a sideways eye because we are the spray-tanned indigenous. We are the free-thinking industrialists. We are the pious environmentalists. We are just any dad wanting his kids to have more. We are women too busy making lunch instead of war, and we are lucky to be here. Sure. Look at us. We sit on real fake grass and eat real fake butter. They lodge real fake claims and aim real fake guns in the Urawera. We vote on real fake flags in our real fake house, giving real fake funding to those who need it most. And in our real fake Mary, we sing our real fake anthem, including real fake All Blacks sell me biscuits if they're handsome. We put a real fake welcome at the Auckland airport, a karanga on pre-record. It clocks a country caught by its tits on a fish hook. We are dropping history, like your keys, into a bowl, so you can get drunk on the present and remember not to swim home. It is a slow, slow work. It's embarrassing. It's unflattering. It is a slow, slow work to keep calling and calling and calling and calling the whites of your eyes to roll back from your head, white girl, and collect your warrior clothes. Yeah, I think they're on the washing line where you left them.